There's a lot of media this week to talk about.
Stupid shit this week.
A lot of blue shit to talk about.
Oh, I want to. Now that you brought it up, I want to show this. Yeah,
you're showing it.
All the motherfuckers that see this.
Oh, you didn't put my new logo in.
Boom! I didn't. God damn it!
It's not on the. Oh God! It's even split weird because. Oh, that's great. That is fucking good. I love that. I love just leave that up and we talk over it. That's so good. I'm going to give a quick little, I'm looking at the stream right now. There's a green screen behind me, and I'm dumb and don't know how to put stuff up on it yet. So it's green right now, and it's going to stay green.
I mean,
so don't complain about
it. That's not all of it. Like, I don't have a green screen, and we tried fucking around with it, and
it was real bad.
I look like, remember, back in the day when you had cable, and you had to go in order to find the nudie channels.
71 and 72.
Yeah,
that's the Spice Channel, baby. When it's all wiggly, and you're like, I think that's a nipple.
Yeah,
I don't know why she has 4, but
it would double post and shit too. It was great.
My dude, all right. So I had that shit hit. I know my dad knew of that.
Mm-hmm.
He had to, but it was unwritten. It was the unwritten rule between. We didn't say anything to each other. But I brought my cousin came over one day. He's 3 years younger than me, and I was like, hey. I'm going to show you something real quick. This is going to be real cool. And he shows it. He yells out, top of his lungs. Mom's not home, but he goes, is that a boob? And I remember I was like, what the fuck, man? And my dad just walks in. And he's like, hey, don't watch that channel. And we turned it, and that was the end of it.
That was the end of it.
I never got the birds and the bees. I sadly, and this is how no one should learn how sex works, is from your friends in school, because they fucking don't know how it works either. So you're just like, oh man, my dad never gave me the birds and the bees talk. So it's always like, girls have 3 holes. You're like, what? I had some dumbass friends, man.
My talk was, I had recently gotten in a shit ton of trouble. I don't remember. I was in the 6th or 7th grade. I was older. You should have had the birds and the bees talk when you're younger, so that you have an understanding. It's
about
normal.
when you hit 10. I think is when 10, 11 is about the age you should be like, hey, girls and boys aren't the same.
Mm-hmm. Nah, we had this shit when I was 13 maybe. I was definitely in middle school, but it was towards the tail end, and my parents were just like, oh, this is the perfect time to do it, after I had just gotten my ass beat for bringing a knife into school. And I'm in
your emotions are already crazy.
Yeah, everything is going nuts. And let me see if I fucked up. Okay, no, I didn't fuck up. Cool. I'm in the bathroom, and we were in a studio apartment in New York, and we're in the basement, and we had the small ass bathroom, and I'm trying to hide myself from my parents because they used to beat the shit out of me. And there's this shower that's all walled off, and I'm hiding in the shower, and my mom comes in and she sits on the floor and she starts having this talk about the birds and the bees. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
In the bathroom floor?
In the bathroom floor. I'm in the shower. My mom is sitting near the sink on the floor, and she starts having this conversation with me. I'm like, what the fuck are you on?
Did you have a piss mat in the bath?
Yeah.
Around the
yeah, she's sitting on the piss mat.
Everyone has a piss mat. Because someone's like, oh, this is pretty. I love it when people come in. They're like, you're especially now having a house. They're like, your bathroom's so nice and pretty. And I'm like, yep, that's my piss mat. Yeah.
And the fucking top layer that goes on the toilet seat that always, if you're a guy and you try to open that shit up, that's closing mid piss, and it's just going to fucking get all over.
Especially if it's brand new, because it's not worked in. So it's when they're worked in, they're they'll stay flush. This is the back of your toilet. They'll stay flush. But when they're new, they're all poofy. So they're
oh no,
in midstream.
The worst ones are the cushioned ones, where it's it's made for you to sit on the toilet. Which, why would you want to? Like it's
Nah.
like it's supposed to replicate another chair. Like why would you want to anyway? Anyway, back to
for situations like you.
no, but the bitch decided to sit on the fucking floor on the piss mat, but whatever. That's not the point. She starts having this conversation, and then my dad comes home. Meanwhile, background on my dad. My dad had just gotten a liver transplant after being a heroin and coke addict, and for years.
You're not getting a response image from me this time.
Nah. And just he comes home, and now he decides, okay, it's time to be a dad. And then he like takes me out into like the side streets of the city, and we start like walking the blocks, and he starts going into detail about the birds and the bees, and I'm still like flabbergasted. I'm just like, didn't y'all just get done beating my ass over some unrelated bullshit, and now this is the time that you want to have this conversation? Nah.
Surprisingly, this isn't the conversation we were going to open with.
No, but we're here now, and we might as well.
Yeah. Dude, I love it. Like, so in high school, it was my senior year, and I think I went to school the first day, and then I didn't go for like another week and a half. We just skipped. I was like, fuck this. I'm a senior now. And then like in our school, we were allowed 7 days to miss each semester. Like 7 unexcused before you were about to get dropped from your classes.
That's interesting. Okay.
I hit 7 in the first 2 weeks of school.
Wow.
So the rest of my fucking semester, I went to school sick. I was like, I'm not staying here another year. You fuckers aren't keeping me another year. And but after day 4, they send out a letter to the parents being like, hey, your son or your daughter has missed 4 days. Just letting you know. I forgot to get that letter. So I got caught, which got my buddy caught too. And my parents were just like, we're going to have to take your car away from you. I was like, fuck you. I bought my car. Like, I'll report it as stolen. And then, like, I have the breakdown. I'm like, you guys just don't know how hard it is. And I was like, oh, God. I look back on it now. I was like, dude, you don't even fucking know.
See, I didn't give a fuck about shit like that. So where I went to school, I went to Upper Room Christian School. It was a church. Part of Upper Room.
Forget about the Christian part.
Yeah. Surprise. And it's part of this church, but the entire school was down in a basement. So
that's creepy.
We didn't get,
as you know, we don't have basements where I come from.
But like we're all in a basement. So we used to say it's like the school for vampires and shit like that because we never see the goddamn light. Like the only time that we would see outside daytime windows and shit like that is if we were going to like our math class. Was that the highest room in the tallest tower, literally, and that'd be it. But I would cut class because my mentality was, as long as I pass the tests, y'all can't really say shit because my mom is a teacher and she's a minister. So what are you going to fucking say to me? Oh, I'm gonna go tell your mom? I haven't listened to that bitch in years. Let's go on what the plan was.
Okay.
In this Super Sonic the Hedgehog movie trailer abomination. Because a lot has happened regarding this topic within the last week.
Never in my life, if you were to ask me, hey, in 2019, Jim Carrey is going to have to carry a movie on his back, and it's going to have an animated hedgehog in it. I'd have been like, no. Because, like, go ahead.
My thing is that never in my life did I ever think that Jim Carrey was going to be Dr. Eggman in a Sonic the Hedgehog live action, and he be the best part potentially.
So at first I was like, oh, this looks bad. When they said Jim Carrey was going to be, I was like, this is going to be real bad. Because I like Jim Carrey. I like Jim Carrey in a lot of roles. My wife is not a Jim Carrey fan at all. But I'm watching this, and I'm like, okay, he doesn't look like Robotnik at all. So this, first of all, pisses me off. And I'm watching, I'm like, this is actually kind of funny. Like, the riffs he's having. He's an asshole, because Eggman is a neo-centric asshole and all that stuff. And then at the very end, when they show you something happens to where now he looks just like Eggman. I was like, oh shit, this is an origin story, maybe not so much on Sonic, but it's an origin story of Robotnik and Eggman showing why he's fucking crazed about Sonic.
Which is, it's fun, it's interesting. And the reason why I look at it that way is because The origin story per the games, and I guess you could say the comics, is that Sonic and Eggman were friendly, were friends at one point. They were like experimenting with each other. So it's fun to see a new twist and a riff.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Why?
You said experimenting with each other, and I don't think it came out how you wanted it to come out.
That's not it.
You've been reading too much Sonic fan fiction, sir.
Look, man, I was 12. And I didn't know what the internet was or the world, and that's just where.
Did you create Blonic?
No, I did not create Blonic. That is a false.
Right.
But
well, let's hit the blue elephant in the room.
Sure.
He fucking is terrifying.
No,
looking.
He is disgusting. He looks like if you took the face of a man, covered it in like cat fur, and placed it on a small monkey. That's what he looks like. He is disgusting. He looks like he came straight from the bowels of fucking hell.
I know he has teeth.
He has man teeth.
They are terrifying.
He has man teeth. It's disgusting.
It's real scary. And Rob Lowe's it's not Rob Lowe. I get Rob Lowe and this other guy mixed up. This guy is from the guy is from he's from like 90s movies and stuff like that. I don't know what the actor's name is. You know who I'm talking about? The sheriff that finds Sonic.
Yeah. The one that played in the movie Hop, who is like the main counterpart in the movie Hop. Yeah. This is essentially just Hop, but video game Hop. That's what this movie is.
Look, I'm telling you, if they do so, for anyone that doesn't know, the Twitter uproar and the internet uproar has actually made it to where I can't remember what the director of the movie is.
I think it's like Jeff Fowler. I think he's the director. Yeah,
something like that. And he's like, "Hey, we're changing it. We've heard it. We're gonna change the design." And we're like, "Cool, we're gonna change the design." I can tell you right now, they're not gonna push this movie back.
This is what worries me.
Yes,
if they're not
I know what
pushing
you're about to say.
The movie back, that is a result of one of two things. Either A, they are going to have their CGI animators work overtime, and CGI isn't like, okay, I just take this character model and I rework them. No, they're gonna have to rework entire fucking scenes, and it's going to take fucking forever, a lot of money.
Yep.
It's going to be a very costly project, which I would be very surprised if Paramount would be willing to go ahead and do that just to save face. And that would be like the okay kind of thing. It would be better if you were to push the movie back. The worst.
This isn't. Everyone's like, "Oh, you've seen the design." We saw the design, and we're talking shit on it when we saw the first poster.
Yeah, we've been talking. I remember like when they were like the whole respect the legs bullshit, saying, "No, that is a man." First off, I'm pissed. Those were not the legs I was promised. Okay, I was promised a man who squats. That Sonic clearly does not do that.
Sonic ain't thick.
Ain't thick. But regardless, the other point that I was making is that there's a possibility that Sonic is only shown in the movie for 20 minutes. Because if what you're saying is that you're going to be able to have the time to make all of these changes and get the movie out by November, that means that the Sonic has limited screen time, which would be really fucking annoying.
The first 20 minutes is going to be seeing the blur.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be seeing the little hairs that Robotnik picks up and that the not Rob Lowe character picks up. Mm-hmm. And you're going to see that. And then finally, the reveal is going to be when he busts in and sees the shed. It goes into the shed, and there's Sonic.
Yeah, and that's going to be like a half hour, 45 minutes into the movie. Because you have to have the build-up with the military, which, of course, and
you have to establish the
Eggman
universe.
Yeah. So I don't think that this is the movie that fans want. I mean, that's pretty fucking obvious. This is not the movie that fans want. And people are going to go see it.
And the fans are us. It's not little kids.
Which is another thing, because it's like, who is your target audience? Because if you're targeting the kids, it would make more sense to have it like fucking what you see in Sonic Colors. Or even maybe Sonic Boom, even though that those words came out. I take that back. That cartoon is fucking hilarious.
They make Knuckles a real big dumb idiot, and it's kind of funny.
No, Knuckles is now a meme. It's no longer just they make him a big dumb idiot. Have you not seen the Sonic Mania Adventures or the fucking Sonic Team Racing?
Dude, the Sonic Team Racing, whenever he like He jumps out and just does the thumbs up with the big fucking. That is so